There's currently a $50,000 reward in a nationwide manhunt. Police, Cleveland PD, are saying to be on the lookout in adjacent states, Pennsylvania, Indiana, New York, et cetera, for Steve Stevens. And I just wanted to make sure that everyone is on the lookout for this dangerous individual. Police have declared him armed and dangerous, as I have just said. And I mean, other than that, I really don't have much to say about this case. I think it's obviously except for the fact that he posted the video of the murder on Facebook, and it has since been taken down, which has led to conversations about Facebook policing this kind of media being published on their site, either during live streams or in the after being recorded, as this particular video was. For people who are retweeting the video, sharing the video of the murder, sharing the video of his the multiple videos of his breakdown that he posted on Facebook prior to them being taken down, whether on Twitter or Facebook or in articles and various outlets. That's not cool. That simply feeds into the same voyeuristic culture that had him record the video in the first place. The information can be given out. This manhunt can be conducted without actually having the need to live stream, or rather give more credence to the fact that he actually recorded this heinous act of senseless violence. So, I mean, I'll open up the conversation to anyone who wants to comment on this particular story, but I don't really have much to say about this other than this was a heinous act, and my prayers go out to the family of the victim and, the family of, Steve Stevens as well, who is obviously going through a hard time in dealing with this. So, anyone else?
I mean, at least for me, this story hits really close, excuse me, to at least my familial home. For those of you who don't know, I have a lot of family out actually in Cleveland proper, and so it's to hear about. It really is frightening to think that something like this could just happen to any one of you. So I just want to make sure you guys, I tell you guys, make sure you say, I love you to your loved ones. But I want to speak specifically about the Facebook policing this kind of content. As disgusting as I think it is, I don't think Facebook should. I don't like it. I don't think it's a good thing. It's not something that I personally find palatable, and it's something that I'm going to watch. But honestly, I don't see that if we start blocking things like this, then I feel like it's just going to snowball. We're going to start seeing horrific things happening in other countries that may or may not be live streamed that are going to start getting blocked, and people just don't know about it. I dislike gratuitous violence being autoplayed on Facebook. I really do have a problem with that, but I don't think that our first step after this should be censorship. And that may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm sticking with it.
I think definitely to the point of censorship, I definitely have to agree. Issues like this, like when they put up videos, you don't want to politicize where it becomes political, what gets censored and what gets taken down, and what's not, based upon, what somebody individually likes, or what individuals who have great power may or may not individually like. That's actually a big issue. So I think if anything, we want the videos to be, not censored. Of course, if somebody has done a heinous crime, that doesn't need to necessarily be out on video, kind of prejudicing the people before they even get into the courtroom or whatever else needs to go on. That doesn't need to be public consumption in that regard, right? And obviously, everything surrounding that can be taken down, obviously, because the person has committed a crime, right? But outside of that, when it comes to outside of actually physically doing violence or physically committing like heinous crimes of murder, homicide, those things are okay to be, I guess, censored, but not from a political standpoint, but more or less from a, trying to respect the legal process.
Well, so here's my position on violence in general, creating violent images on Twitter, Facebook, the media, etc. If those violent images are meant to in some way subvert the dominant narrative of whatever we're talking about, so let's say reposting images of the Syrian war, or are like the effects of bombings in Iraq, in Mosul, in Yemen, etc., like, then I'm all in favor of that kind of, I guess you'd call it sharing of violence, sharing of violent gratuitous images, because I wouldn't consider it gratuitous. When it comes to stuff like the proliferation of videos that have been published in the past, let's say 3 months, 4 months, 6 months of violence, I say revolve around assaults, sexual assaults, murders being committed by individuals in order for attention, that's an entirely different thing. So, and and a subtext of that is, like, am I in favor of police brutality videos being published on Facebook and Twitter, social media, etc.? Yes, because that's meant to inform people about a certain problem that's going on. I think that there are do I think in some ways, or rather to certain subpopulations, does it cheapen the effect of the violence? Are some people just eating the death and destruction aimed at brown and black bodies? I think so, but I think in a lot of ways it's going to, the majority of people are going to be shocked by the type of violence that goes on in their name by the state. So when it comes to producing images, or rather reproducing images or sharing images of state committed violence, violence committed by United States, either internally or externally, then yeah, I'm in favor of that. But this kind of sharing of violence, I think it's meaningless. I think it's really just voyeuristic.
Yeah. So, to backdoor on what you just said, sometimes I heard this somewhere and I can't remember where it was, but we have to distinguish free speech from free speech to try to sell something or try to do something that may not be in the interest of public or public interest, but that may not be in the interest of just informing and letting people know what the truth is and real truth seeking. Like if you're trying to sell Advil or Viagra, perhaps, your free speech isn't the same as somebody who's trying to tell us what may be going on in the world and keep an informed populace. They may not be the same thing.
Okay, well, I'll check the last word.
So I agree with both of you guys, and I can understand police or prosecutor asking Facebook to be like, hey, can you guys take this video down? We don't want it to prejudice the jury, right? But in cases like this, the jury, I feel, is going to be prejudiced anyways, because it's going to have such gratuitous news coverage, because there's that old saying, if it bleeds, it leads. And so it leads. This is a major, major news story. And so I don't know. I feel like it should be up to discretion. I feel like that case, it just is a case-by-case basis, and you got to take it with your own discretion. Personally, I choose not to share those videos or watch those videos. So either way, for me at least, it's a moot point. But I don't know. It's a very complicated issue with very real effects, no matter what the outcome ends up being, at least as it pertains to censorship.